Hi, my name's Don with Advanced Solar. Welcome. Really appreciate you watching our videos. We try to keep them brief and informative. We hope you get a lot out of them. This one, however, I'm going to ask you to bear with me. It's a little bit longer than normal because there's a lot of good information. It's around solar financing, what your options are. So we're going to kind of break it into two parts. One, we're introducing a new program that makes solar available to people, the homeowners that may otherwise not be able to qualify for some of the funding that's available. But we're also going to give you some background on, in general, what's available for solar financing and what's typically being used. The new program, ideally, we can save a homeowner $200, $300, $400, $500 a month in total spending overall by putting the whole package together. You know, if you're like me, you're probably sick and tired of the phone calls with some kid telling you, oh, Texas has a new government program and solar is free, and some of those things that lead up trying to catch your attention. That's really not true. There's no free solar out there that I know of. There is a lot of incentive money. There's a lot of free money, instant rebates where, like locally, CPS Energy will cut a check, and that's up to $25,000 for homeowners, up to $80,000 for businesses. The IRS tax credit, that's a real tax deduction of 30% of the cost of the system. So there's a lot of free money out there, essentially. When people are saying, oh, it's free, what they really mean is there's no upfront cost, there's a positive cash flow. For example, a lot of these solar loans are no money up front. You have to have pretty good credit to qualify. Your savings after you put solar up maybe $150, so you reduce your bill by $150. But your payment on the loan to buy the solar might be $130, so you're saving $20 a month, no money up front. There's a little bit of fine print, really nothing deceptive, but those are usually 20-year loans or 25-year loans. That's a long time to pay on an add-on to the house. In reality, most people pay these off early, so they might be 5, 6, 7 years, and they pay them off. However, something they don't tell you, there's a lot of high cost associated with those loans. Now, we offer these loans too. It is actually very nice because with no money down, good credit, you can get solar on your house, start saving immediately, add equity to your home, take advantage of the rebate, take advantage of the tax credit. Those are not intended to be around forever. So it's a great opportunity, but you should know there's long-term costs, interest costs that accumulate, and then you've got the factor that there's a front-end cost. It's almost like a mortgage when you're buying down the cost. There's a finance fee built into that you may not know about. So with that, going into the new program, we've partnered up with a lender and mortgage refinance lender. And when I say lender, I try to use that word intentionally as opposed to broker. This is somebody who's just selling your mortgage on the open market. Nothing wrong with that, but this is tailored for the solar customer. Some of the stipulations, you have to have gone 12 months without a 30-day late payment on your home. Credit has got to be good, but it's a lot more forgiving than these solar loans. These solar loans are they're uncollateralized or unsecured, so they require a little bit higher credit. Plus, they're very long term. You're buying down the interest, so the credit thresholds are quite a bit higher. So with a refinancing your mortgage and repackaging this whole deal, it's not uncommon to see a customer save $200, $300, $400, $500 or more, and there's a lot of factors involved. One, you're saving on income tax because the interest on the solar, which is combined, is now tax deductible because your mortgage interest is tax deductible. We can do debt consolidation. If you've got some credit card debt or something, a very high interest, that can be rolled into a low interest. And again, that interest is tax deductible. Private mortgage insurance, PMI, a lot of people are kind of desensitized to it. That can be $250 a month in private mortgage insurance. That's a big number, and that's so if you default on the loan, the bank still gets paid. Well, we work with appraisers that are specifically trained and certified in renewable energy add-ons to the house. A lot of appraisers just really don't give the due value to solar once it's put on the house. So we work with those appraisers. So ideally, if you've been in the home 3, 4, 5 years or longer, you should have some equity in the home. That combined with the solar equity, you probably have enough of a delta in the loan to debt ratio on this mortgage to get you out of the PMI. That's a big deal. Quite often we can fund other home improvements besides solar. If you've been wanting a new roof before that goes on, or any home improvement, it's possible. We can roll that in there. One of the really cool things about this, though, is you get to keep the tax credit. So that's a 30% tax credit. That credit's usually $4,000 to $10,000, $15,000. It's a big number. With these solar loans, this low payment that's shown to you up front, that's with the assumption that you take your full tax credit and pay it towards the principal when that comes in. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's in the fine print and not always disclosed very clearly. With this program, when that tax credit comes in, you get to keep that. We've got a lot of disclaimers. We don't give tax advice, but essentially the 30% tax credit goes against your tax liability. So if you paid in all year and what you paid in exceeds the amount of the tax credit, you'll get a refund for that. But any way you look at it, if you owe money, that tax credit goes against your taxes too. So it's a great program. You can click on the link here on the website, and it'll take you to what we call soft pull. So that's a quick credit look without digging in deep. It does not affect your credit score. That's why they call it a soft pull. From then, we'll start the process. Your sales rep may have led you here. Put his or her name in so we can connect on the front end loan program with the sales rep you're already working with. Otherwise, we'll just call you directly and do a soft pull. We'll kind of look at the quick overview, give you some thoughts on where we might be able to go from here and how much we might be able to save you. So again, thank you. I'm sorry it's a long video, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Please click on the link. Go ahead and fill out the soft pull. We'll get back to you and see if we can help you out. Thank you so much.